Hey everyone, TechPriest here, coming to you with yet another theory crafting video, this time focusing not on a character, but instead on a game mode and its design. The topic of the video is Tournament Arena, where we will be discussing its good points, its flaws, and we will try to brainstorm a way to make them more fun for everyone involved. As we all know, the Tournament Arena always has had a meta of some sorts. Meta stands for most effective tactic available, so it's bound to be discovered sooner or later in any kind of competitive environment, whether it's League of Legends, Counter-Strike, or Tacticus mobile game. People like winning, and they like to raise their win rate higher and higher over time to climb the leaderboards and get better rewards. And that's totally understandable. Nobody likes being the weakest link in the group, and competitive games allow you to prove that, especially if they are based around one-on-one fights between players, where you have no excuses of your teammates dragging you down. Tournament Arena in Tacticus is a competitive 1 vs 1 game mode, allowing you to finally meet other players in a live PvP combat, which is unheard of in any other part of the game. So you finally queue up, you get into the game, and you can prove that you are better at tactics and, well, Tacticus than others by beating them in one-on-one combat. If you win, you get points for the crates and the leaderboards based on the rarity that you picked for your match. If you lose, you get redemption points equal to the number of troops that you killed, and you will be able to try to get them to your main pool of points later by watching the ads or paying Blackstone. That doesn't sound that bad overall, right? A fun PvP game mode that gives you rewards for winning in it, no monetization whatsoever, it's all just freebies. Well, yeah. But there are certain layers to the game mode that can cause frustration among the players. Let me get over those points quickly. Number 1. Maps are unbalanced. While some maps feel unbalanced and favor a certain player, others are in a good state right now. And the thing is that most of the good maps that we have right now used to be unbalanced and unplayable before Snowprint made changes to them. So I will presume that the map balance will get better and better with each update, and that we won't be having this argument sometime in the future. Number 2. I don't like this variation of the game mode. Well, some people love Conquest since it's closer to the tabletop 40k, where map control is very important. Others prefer power-ups because it allows them to fulfill their dreams, like 5-hit Incisus going one-punch man on the enemy character. Some people love Tournament Arena with Machines of War, others hate it. Some people enjoy the Tyrannid version of the game mode, others find it boring, unfun and random at times. The truth is, not every Tournament Arena variant is for everyone. They operate on the same ground rules, but shake them up so much that I'm not surprised at all that every variation has big fans and big haters. I, for example, have the most fun in power-ups with Machines of War, but without the Tyrannids. That's my premier Tournament Arena variation, and there I can grind the game mode and go all in on the leaderboards. Like I said, different people, different tastes. Number 3. It takes too much time to play the game mode. While I get what you mean by that, it's not bad at all in my opinion, especially since the Tournament Arena has been changed to a 3-day event instead of 2-day event. Yes, you have to find times during your day to play it if you don't want to waste your tokens, but it is nowhere close as demanding as it was before the change. Could it be improved? Well, hell yeah! I think that every Tournament Arena should be like 5 days long to allow us to chill with our tokens, and that would allow us to play when we truly have the time to concentrate. But I understand that making the token recharge longer and making the event longer may cause some matchmaking issues, since we would be stretching the player base more and more. Number 4. This character bad for the game mode. That's a meta problem, and I'm pretty sure that people will always find a problematic lineup that will cause frustration to the player base. Could things be improved? Hell yeah. Will players find new toxic team comps? Well, hell yeah too, unfortunately. Like, we could restrict Ragnar to be able to use his active only once per turn. We could make Thaddeus active not usable on turn 1. We could make Karn not one-shot 3 characters with his active when buffed by Ragnar. We could also delete Calandis, yes. All of those things could improve the game mode, but then we would get some other bizarre, frustrating to play against team comp that would be called for nerfs in the future. The problem with such a competitive game mode is that the players will always want to win. So if there is a meta team to use, they will use it. Just like people in League of Legends used champion tier list to pick what they will be playing in a certain patch, people in Tacticus would follow creator tier list and opinions to climb the leaderboard as fast as they can. So, those are the main points for the current tournament arena setup. Some maps can be unbalanced, some characters may be unbalanced, some game mode variations may not be fun for certain players, some may feel like they need to spend too much time playing to get proper rewards. All this comes from the need for winning in the game mode in order to progress your rewards. You have to win in order to get the rewards. You have to use the characters that are good in Tournament Arena in order to win. You want your win rate as high as possible, so you pick the characters that are deemed the best in the game mode. And this ends in most games being against the same or samey team comps. That's a recipe for a disaster in my eyes. Well, what can we do to improve it? Basically, we need to flip the game mode's rewards structure 180 degrees. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you Fred's Tournament Arena Rework project. As we mentioned before, the main problem with Tournament Arena is that its rewards are hidden behind winning and forcing the players to not lose many tokens on their losses. So, why don't we push the winning aspect down a notch and instead reward players for activity and just playing, enjoying the game mode? Well, don't click off the video yet. I promise that I have ideas that would satisfy both the casuals that just want to have fun and the sweaty leaderboard climbers. So, how do we make the game mode more accessible and fun for your average player? We make crate rewards tied mostly to event progression via quests. One important note that I need to include now is, in my idea of the rework, the quests should be able to be completed while playing casual version of the game mode too, so you wouldn't have to stress about your win rate being high or it being low. You would just need to play the game mode in order to get the rewards. There are two main ideas for how the quests could work. The first idea that I had was basically a quest chain system, kind of like the quests that we get during the hero release events or legendary release events. But I would include variations to the requirements which would allow you to complete a quest in two ways. One being faster to do, but more specific, and the other one being slower to complete, but having a requirement that can be done without adjusting your team comp too much. A simple quest in this system could be: kill 15 characters with Black Templar characters in Tournament Arena, or kill 50 units with Imperial characters in Tournament Arena. We could also include things like damage types or traits, kind of like legendary release events. Here, kill 20 units with flame attacks in Tournament Arena, or use active abilities 30 times in Tournament Arena. Kill one character with the explosion from a dying exploding character, or crit 25 times in Tournament Arena. We also could go for damage numbers being part of the quests to allow higher level players to complete them faster, like this: deal 15,000 piercing damage in Tournament Arena, or summon 25 units in Tournament Arena. The quest chain system could have like 3 different tracks online, each with a certain amount of quests to do based on Snowprint's creativity and how much work each quest would require on the average. Let's say that we would get 3 tracks with 5 quests each quest having one specific requirement and one accessible requirement that would allow you to progress them almost always. Or you could just throw all the quests out at once, include very specific and accessible requirements, and allow the players to complete them all in whatever order they want. A completed quest would then just disappear from the mission log or go to the bottom of the list and be ticked off. Each quest would then give you tournament arena points, which would get you the current crates. I think that the players should be able to get to the final crate reward just by completing those quests, even in casual mode. They should be rewarded for playing and enjoying the game mode. Winning should be its own thing, which is why we get to the ranked tournament arena now and how it could be made fun to climb the leaderboards. You see, currently most players climb the ranks with meta comps to quickly get to the last crate reward and forget about the game mode for the rest of its lifetime. Others keep climbing the leaderboards, which in theory can give them up to 500 energy, 10 legendary experience books and 30 Calandis shards. While it all feels like a good reward, it's not complete yet in my opinion. I would consider one more thing to spice up the leaderboard, and that thing is rewarding the top 3 players with a special profile frame, like a golden frame with a big, elegant champion written underneath, just like content creators and ambassadors have their frames in-game. The frame could be universal between tournament arena seasons, which would make it more like the legend card back in Hearthstone. Once unlocked, it's always there. Or it could be tied to a certain tournament arena season, like Season 1 Champion, representing the podium of the first season with the proposed reward structures, which would make it more like Rocket League player titles, with regard to winning tournaments in certain seasons. One way or the other, I understand that disconnecting crate rewards from ranked leaderboard progression could disincentivize the ranked tryhards, so giving them a frame to pursue in the top 3 leaderboards positions could make every season worth fighting for. Of course, the leaderboard rewards would have to be good enough for the climbers to want to climb even if they lost some games. So I would consider buffing the leaderboard rewards for the lower tiers. You see, now players that got places from 6 to 10 in the world only get 1 legendary experience book, which is basically nothing in the long run. Top 100 players get 3 rare experience books, which is basically nothing for everyone that can get to top 100 in the first place. On the left side of the screen, you can see the current leaderboard rewards. On the right side of the screen, you can see my proposed buffed rewards for the leaderboards. It feels pitiful to grind a game mode and receive 1500 XP for being in the top 100 players in the world. I think that it is time to change that. Make crates casual and accessible free loot from just playing the game. Make the leaderboard sweaty and allow the players to feel good about competing. Make the top 3 players proud with their new frames. Make the top 100 players feel rewarded for their good scores. Make everyone feel good about the game mode, since you would be able to both play fun and diverse builds to complete quests in casual mode, and you could play tryhard comps in ranked in order to climb the leaderboard. Disconnecting those 2 reward structures makes sense, since playing the casual mode now gives you nothing and is basically only for players with too much free time during the day, when it could be used for both those players and the ones that want to play more fun compositions and just get the crate rewards. And if any of them feel like fighting for high ranks, they would be welcome in the ranked mode, where everyone's mindset is on winning and everyone wants those good leaderboard rewards, and everyone dreams about their champion profile frame to show off in front of their guildmates. Whew, that was a long one. Hopefully, most of you made it to the end. It took several weeks of thinking and talking about Tournament Arena before sitting down and writing the script, so I hope that the time that I spent preparing for the video was well worth it. If you have your own ideas for fixing the game mode, share your thoughts below in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing or watching my other videos. And for your Tacticus account, consider using my friend referral code visible on the screen right now. You can only use it once, so make it count. Anyway, that's all for today. Summer season is coming to an end and I'm getting ready to grind Space Marine 2 and Hunt Showdown during autumn. Thank you very much for watching and sticking to the end of the video. And please remember, the machine is eternal.